It's Monday, February 10th, coming up live on The View.
Guest co-host, please welcome Good Morning America's Josh Elliott. Yo, Josh. You know what? We're going to kick off everything with a quick look at today's shoe view. Check out what's on the feed today. That's right. One could say the devil made me do it, but I'm wearing my devil shoes, and they are from heels.com. Check us out on our website, and we'll tell you everything.
The black, the jacket hanging down next to it, so it's all witchy poo, you know.
Do a lot of people send you pictures now? Because I know my mom this weekend was like, you've got to send Whoopi these shoes. But you said you actually own a few pairs.
I'll show them to you, yeah. People send all kinds of stuff about shoes, and it's always interesting because they never interested me until this show.
I love it.
So there we are.
You're making up for lost time.
Yeah.
And also you dress in a sort of, I don't know how to
relaxed
way. And the shoes are your, you know.
You all look like models.
Your shoes are the real you.
Well, the shoes might be the real me. They might be a thing.
They bring out your sexy.
Well, thank you. Well, listen, thank you. That's just too much. I can't handle it. Onwards. Missouri defensive lineman Michael Sam is an MVP who is projected to be drafted by the NFL. And this weekend, he made a game-changing announcement.
Proud of him. It is time. It is time.
So, Josh, we know this is one of those things that you love in terms of sports, but Barbara?
No, I was going to ask Josh because
yes,
I know that we're in this together, my dear, that you have very personal feelings about this.
I do indeed. Before I got to Good Morning America, not only is it the sporting aspect of it, that, I grew up a Dodgers fan, so I first learned about Jackie Robinson as a great Dodger before you learned everything else he'd done. And to see a Jackie Robinson now for our time is going to be a remarkable thing. And having covered the NFL for a number of years, to know the culture that he is heading into now, and to see the courage and the bravery.
Is it going to be a difficult?
It will be an exceedingly difficult place.
Do you think it will jeopardize his chances of getting drafted?
No, he'll be drafted. I think right now, I do think it might hurt his stock, but there's an interesting disconnect here, and it was exemplified most by his teammates at Missouri, who are real heroes here. They all knew, and none of them cared.
They stood behind him. They actually went to gay marches with him.
I mean, but the disconnect is with the front offices. The 32 front offices in that league are still not places.
What I want to ask you, what I was thinking about is because, when you're a star, because he was a star, he's a co-defensive player of the year, and when you're a star, it's a lot easier to accept a lot of stuff. And I'm going, like Manateo, he got drafted to the San Diego Chargers. You don't hear nothing about that fake girlfriend because he makes those tackles. So when he gets on the team, it doesn't seem like people will care as much if his exploits on that team outweigh his personal life.
That's his point.
But if he doesn't make those plays, if he gets on that team and he doesn't make those plays, then does that become a distraction? You know what I'm saying?
To a degree. I mean, I think, look, this was going to be... to say it's a distraction, I think, is to do a real disservice to this groundbreaking, monumental happening. It will be a distraction only because it's never happened.
You know what I can't wait for? I cannot wait for this to be, though. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say something in regards to the matter of code. Okay. I just wanted to say I can't wait for this to be a non-issue.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this, for everyone to just accept it.
And yet, I totally agree, because a lot of people were saying on Twitter, I can't wait for this not to be news. I totally agree with you. This is such big news. This is such big news.
Can I just say what I was going to say?
It's your turn.
But Barbara,
thank you so much.
Barbara, you and I were talking before, and this is a personal thing.
This is very, very important, and I think interesting to hear. So tell us about it.
I'm going to bed last night, and I see the news, and, I was ready to take a dive, and I was up for hours. I really didn't sleep last night because when I was 13 years old, my father came out of the closet, and I got to see, he would die 2 years later, rather suddenly, but for 2 years, I got to see my father complete and out and proud.
Wow.
And I was was always a sports fan and became a sports journalist. And so right there last night, these two worlds of mine.
Wow. Also, when you and I were discussing this a little bit before the show, you're an adopted child. Yes. Did you ever feel that maybe you were gay?
Right when I found out, yes. It's interesting, you know, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis have a beautiful song now, Same Love. And in the first graph, he starts it, you know, when he was in the 3rd grade, he thought he was gay because he kept his room straight and his uncle was. I mean, my first feeling when my father told me was loyalty. And so I thought, okay, I guess I have to be gay too. That means maybe I'm gay too. And it's a lot as an 8th grade boy to work through. But again, in the end, the happiest thing I have is that I was able to see him complete. And that's something I really want to make note of here with Michael Sam. Yeah. He did this, not necessarily to be a trailblazer. He knows that he's trailblazing, but he did this because he has a job interview in a couple of weeks, and he needs to get this on the table.
That's right. I just have to say to you, because I know that it's not that easy for you to talk that personally, and when people say thank you for sharing it, thank you for sharing it.
Can I just say, I also hope, sorry, Whoopi, really quick, I hope this does, the more we talk about it and the more people come out, I hope that more people do feel more comfortable. I know there could be more gay people in the NFL that should come out.
Here's what will happen. It's just like the first time black folks integrated. It's going to take everybody some time to get used to it, and then it's like, oh, look, there's too many black people on the team. Then there's too many.
I do hope they come out.
We'll keep our eyes and we'll let you know what's going on.
He should come
How about
out.
this? Woody Allen.
Did you say Vladimir Putin?
All right, it's the show. That's right. That's the show.
I am PMSing today.
What she means, but okay.
Whatever happens with Vladimir or anybody else, Woody Allen has responded to his daughter Dylan's sex abuse allegations in a lengthy New York Times piece where he writes, and I quote, "Of course I did not molest Dylan. I loved her and I hope one day she will grasp how she has been cheated out of having a loving father and exploited by a mother more interested in her own festering anger than her daughter's well-being."
Wow. Now, you know, this is going back and forth. Woody has he wrote a piece that was in the papers, that was in the New York Times.
Right,
that says this is the last time I'm going to comment on it, and it suggested that Dylan had this reinforced in her mind by me. And now Dylan has now answered, so it's not the end that we have heard about it. So she says, no, I really do remember it. I didn't make this up. And so it's still, he has said, I'm not going to discuss it. I'm done. She has said, no, it's true, it's true. It's just so sad.
It will, you know, it will stay in the newspapers, and it will, at some point, something that is meaningful will happen. I don't think it's going to be in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
And the problem is when you have something like, there's a few things that happens when a bell is rung, it cannot be unrung. Yeah. And molestation is one of those things, because even if you, no side is winning here, but even if you say somebody molested me and they...
College graduate, African-American.